Good morning. It's Thursday. Time for me to catch up with my Friendship International ladies and anyone else who would like to join us. Our Friendship International Pocket Page course is essentially over, but I'll gladly help you with it. So we are doing Close to My Heart Everyday Moments. This is the third week I'm trying it, and I'm actually falling in love with this little image set on Design Space. So let's just move my sign as a reminder. I'll put this back up at the end that we have a Zoom meeting on Thursdays in my home, just friends scrapping. So my password is scrap, and this is the number. So I'll post that under this video also. Okay, I had trouble getting going this morning. So I promised you to see a few things last week and I didn't get them done, so I was working on that and I said, this is ridiculous, I'm just going to film what I have done and you'll get used to me being behind schedule. Today I want to do the adventure page, which is another 8.5 by 11 page from the Close to My Heart Everyday Moment collection. And I was really pleased with it. It was a lot of fun, and I haven't picked out what my adventure is going to be yet, but so next week I'll show it to you with pictures. It's sort of an upside down star, and there were quite a few pieces. They're connected in the middle by just about a 3/8 inch circle. So the trick for adhering this page is to start with your biggest piece, because this goes in the corner and this goes in the corner. So if you adhere it that way, the rest fall in place easily. I also took it's 8.5 by 11, so that very easily sizes down to 4.25 by 5.5. And I made a little teeny card out of it. I used one of our stamps called You Are Loved, and I absolutely love You Are Loved, and I love this design. So you can also, I just made a card front. I didn't have a lot of this beautiful peacock paper, and I thought that made it highlight, but then I found a scrap, and I decided that that would also look good on a dark card base. Of course, if you use a dark card base, got a little piece of adhesive here. Make sure you put a light piece inside to write your message. So, okay. Now, all of you who know me, even though I love Cricut and I love gluing, I do have a little difficulty with my hand. So what I did on Cricut Design Space, after I got this to the size I wanted, I flattened the image. When I flattened the image, this is the colors that were just on design. I actually liked it. It was sort of a soft colors blending well, and I liked it. But I liked it from that direction. They added the adventure down here, and you can see the sunburst is here. I thought it would be interesting putting it in that corner. So let's see. Tip over. I ended up making a 2-page spread, and I took the adventure letters, which are actually 2 layered letters. They have a dark background and a white added. So that's 18 cuts for that. I flattened that on the back of a square, well, a rectangle, and made 1 cut. So I just used the print and cut feature. I also noticed that the Close to My Heart papers, I was using Lagoon, Glacier, and Peacock on my original card and layout. they did not go well with the printed colors, except the glacier. The dark side of the glacier looked lovely, and I used that for a mat here. So what I did is I went back into Design Space, and I designed my arrows so that when I printed them, they came out matching the colors perfectly. So this will make an easy 2-page layout in an 8.5 by 11 everyday album. And I'm going to enjoy doing that. Now, with that, I like a lot of pictures. Oh, I was just going to show you how many cuts the letters were cut. And you just place the white ones on top of the green ones. So I took some basic paper, glacier again, because I thought that went really well. I made some 4-inch mats, and this way I can, not sure where that arrow is going to go, I can add some more pictures and even add flip-flaps to this layout. So I have those all ready to go. So next week I'll show you that with pictures. The reason I've been making more cards lately with this social isolation, it's one way to connect. Now my problem is I can't just make 1 or 2 of one card. And that is the other reason I like the flatten option in Design Space. So here I have similar card made with the flattened option. And what I did is I made card faces, and you can put them in any different direction. I did it their orientation with the star at the bottom, and my orientation with the star center up top. And I just added a very basic, again, your love stamp. Well, that takes care of 4 grandchildren. 5 to go. What I tend to do to save postage, since I do cards very often, is I put little cards into the mix for the kids that aren't, whose turn, one day it'll be someone's turn to get a big card and the other kids will get small cards. So what I did was I took the same exact flattened image, and now I made little mini cards. So I can send a message to the grandkids included with the bigger cards. I took some, let's see, this is a Stacy's Story stamp set, and it has a lot of little images, and I just used the little butterfly and this sweet little flower sprig to make these cards. And again, I used the scraps for my cutouts. It's a dark center, I put white in, and then I used just white cardstock for the other bases. So I had some leftover glacier for my cuts, and I had some leftover peacock. I had leftover lagoon, but I want to use the lagoon for another little card project. Last week I promised you to show you my play with the little flower stamp that said thanks. Well, the reason I was late today was I was saying, oh, I forgot about that card. So I tried to whip one up. Didn't work. Didn't work because I didn't take the time to bring the joy out. My maker was already sitting on my desk, and so when I did it, I did not have it folded or placed correctly on my paper. But here's the idea of the card, and next week I'll show it to you finished. I keep promising you all these finishes, and sometimes I do not get to them. So what I did is I took out the word thanks. It's going to still be, I'm going to cut it out and enjoy next week though. You can make your own inserts, and you can see I didn't place it right, so my cut is wrong. I'm going to use it as an example to show you anyway today. So our stamp of the month this week, I introduced it to you last week, is very adorable little words. And I wanted a simple card, And since I'm using a lagoon center or lagoon insert, I wasn't sure if I wanted to put peacock outside or lagoon, but my trial was with lagoon and I liked it. So the stamp of the month has just basic words with a little squiggle added. And I thought it would just look lovely and make sure I have a happy day. So since we're working so hard on keeping a positive attitude with grandchildren and parents, oh, I do love it. Let's see if you can see this. A very, very simple card that just says happy day. The cutouts are easy. I think I just need to place my paper a little bit better. Okay, last thing for today is trying to keep my promises. So this is week 3 of our everyday moments. And last week I shared my black cuts with you from week 1. And still one of my favorite cards. I haven't figured out, I have not flattened the black yet. I wondered what that would look like, but I did flatten my background. And last week was week 2, and I did cherish the little things by changing it to cherish the moment. And this picture quality isn't the best, but I found it says cherish the moment. I wasn't even here at this moment, but this is 2 of my grandchildren holding hands doing trick-or-treating. And I'll have to admit, I picked this picture because of the colors. It just went, oh, I got a piece of my hair. Don't have it attached yet because I printed the picture this morning and it's not quite the right quality I want. But I just absolutely loved the feel of this. Of course, this will need a companion page, and I was trying to consider how to change the 12 by 12 into an 8.5 by 11 page, since that's what I'm working on right now. And I wondered if I could just slice it and put it together so I wouldn't, because I tried distorting it, but the flowers were a little angular. So I would like to turn this into an 8.5 by 11 page too. Okay, that's it for this morning. A little discombobulated, but that's me. And at 11 this morning, we will be doing a live Zoom, and you can work on whatever you're working on, or just grab a cup of coffee, sit down and chat, catch up and connect. And I think getting together as friends, even though we can't join each other in our homes, has help keeping us connected. So I'll be back next Thursday with week 4. And it's a gorgeous soft picture. You're gonna love it. It's a 2-page spread next week. I'm gonna put my sign back up so you can catch that Zoom number. When I don't have enough zeros, but the number is 428-903-0400. Just punch that in for the meeting number, and the password is scrap. It doesn't have to be capitalized. See you next week.